Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. What's good with everybody? What is good with everybody? What is good with everybody? What is good with everybody? Let me say what's up. Gabe Toss in the building. What's happening, man? Mr. Mileage in the building. What's good? Ray Patterson. Jeffrey Smith. What's good, man? Good to see you. All things. What's going on? On the money line. What's happening with you, man? Salute to you, sir. Jarrell Davis. Good morning, man. Conscious motivations. What's going on? Marcus DeVille, man. What's up, Marcus DeVille? I haven't seen you in a while, man. What's going on, man? Jose Lopez. If I didn't say what's up, man. Yeah, man. I can't complain. Pushing it down the street, talking this boxing, man. While why American boxing, why people are trying to tear down American boxing. Just sitting here, just hoping that American boxing makes a resurgence this weekend with Brian Norman Jr., one of the most exciting young fighters. I'm looking forward to seeing Brian Norman Jr. fight this weekend. But other than that, man, what's going on? Rolando Ben 9923. What's good on? What's going on, brother? How you feeling, man? Yeah, man, that's what's up with the kid. Happy that Errol Spence Jr. said he's probably coming back. He looked like he let it slip that he's coming back. Errol wouldn't be at these events if he wasn't trying to come back, or didn't have the itch. Get some of that love that he need. Everybody need that love. Let him get let him get back on that pony like your boy says, man. He said, always be here, but always be here, but listen. And that's what's up, man. Thanks, man. Hit the like button for me if y'all don't mind. I want to set a record today of likes. What's up, Von Wise? What's good, brother? How you feeling, Von Wise, man? I ain't seen you in a minute either. Or at least I hadn't read your name. What's going on, man? So, man, we're going to keep going through this, man. We're going to talk about the only two real big subjects in American boxing right now. I want to start with Devin Fake Mayweather. And I want to talk about Devin Fake Mayweather for a while. Because if I need Brian Norman to win this fight so that we can have an organic champion. An organic young champion who really did get it out the mud. A dude really that does sound like he's about that action when he talks. You know what I mean? Oh, so Von Wise, new work schedule, been catch and play. Oh, that's what's up, man. That's cool. I'm glad you have, man. Marcus the villain in the building. What's that? Start the stream off right. Yes, sir. Thank you, brother. New work schedule. Okay, got Von. Yeah, man. So, look, let's take it back a couple years, man, back to when around 2017, 2018, there's this young kid that I saw do an interview. He was asked about Guillermo Rigondeaux and Vasily Lomachenko and who he thought was going to win that fight. And this young kid who was in the locker room sitting in the locker room in Mayweather gym being interviewed, I do believe, by Ellie Sethback. I believe it was Ellie Sethback. Maybe it wasn't. It might have been Dante's Boxing Nation, or getting interviewed probably by Dante's Boxing Nation. Interviewed Devin Haney and asked him, and he was like, "Oh, I got Lomachenko. I got Lomachenko." Da 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 da. Right then, I was like, this dude's a little bit of an asshole because he picked Lomachenko because he wanted Lomachenko, or he picked Lomachenko to beat Rigondeaux, even though obviously I would favor Lomachenko in that, but I still think that shit was a bullshit fight. Anyway, that said, watched him fight, and he's a good fighter. You know what I mean? Devin's a good fighter. That's what he looked like to me. He looked like an athletic, like he had a lot of legs, like he was running all over the place. And it was going to be very difficult for anybody to ever hit him because he's moving so much. Eventually, he started sitting down, wound up becoming a champion. But the personality of Devin through the entire time has had more than a degree of obnoxious as fuck, phony as fuck. What else can I say? Because it's like everything is Floyd Mayweather. Everything is Floyd Mayweather. Like he behaves like he is a imitation of Floyd Mayweather Jr. And it looks like his career was built by and based on the blueprint of Floyd Mayweather Jr. And I just want to see something organic, bro. It's been 7 years. His man's strength is not going to come in. His attitude is not going to change. Bill Haney is not going to stop being obnoxious. And until they're gone, the YouTube boxing streets, at least a certain percentage of it, is, I mean, the over-the-top hatred of Gervonta Davis. I just happen to believe that if Devin Haney goes away, then all of the counter hate that Gervonta Davis gets from that crowd will go away. You know what I mean? Because all that fake echo chamber that's centered around Devin Haney will go away. At least that's my real hopes for the sport of boxing. I really can't say anything much about, the desire for foreign entities to come into the United States, claim they're investing with select people, meanwhile trying to gut the financial system, the financial ecosystem of everybody else. You know what I mean? Bearing big gifts, but looking for big, big, big things in return. If anybody's paying $1 trillion for anything, trust you me, they want 10 trillion out of it. But it is what it is, and that's obviously an exaggeration before anybody, goes out there and says somebody has $1 trillion for boxing. Norman has to put the nail in the coffin. I mean, please, bro. Please. I can't lie. Please, man. He said Clarissa Shields has more man strength than Devin. She's definitely got more personality than Devin. I'll say that. It's just, I don't know if Devin has personality or not personality. It's just that he was trained. It looks like he was trained to think that he deserves everything. Just real spoiled ass kid, man, to me. And his dad is obnoxious. I don't get that from the Normans. And I paid enough attention to the Normans to say that Brian Norman Jr. speaks for himself. He doesn't seem to be a kid that needs his daddy to speak for him. He speaks for himself, and his father's got his opinions and his father does that stuff, but I don't think his father overshadows Brian Norman. I don't think he's doing anything like, what's up, Lee Jackson? So it's going to be I'm looking forward to this fight. I'm looking forward to it. I think that I have to go ahead and pay for the fight on Amazon Prime. That is definitely where I'm going to do it because I don't want to support DAZN anymore, man. It's a depressing time in boxing for me personally, man. What's going on, Roll Tide Roll Tide, Mr. Olivoso. What up, Mr. Olivoso? What's up, man? How you feeling, brother? Man, you still making that music? I haven't seen one of your videos in a long time, man. It's been a minute. It's been a minute, Olivoso. I got to check out your stuff, man. Let me know if you're still doing it, man. Norman Sr. is very funny. Well, I'll tell you, Norman Sr. is a very bright guy. He's a very intelligent guy. What's going on, 2 Cent? He's a very bright guy. He's a very intelligent guy. And, I think he was a little bit too much for Bill Haney because Bill Haney's played out, Hey, I guess that's what it is. It's kind of like, man, if the shit worked for you when you were like 18 and 19, but when you're 28, 27, 28, shit's starting to get old. You know what I mean? Nothing much, 2 Cent. Can't wait to listen to Clarissa Shields' interview. I should pull it up. Why says, we still working? Got hooked up with a Grammy-winning sound engineer. We dropping stuff next year. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Good to know that, man. That's what's up, man. If anybody let me try to see if anybody. I don't want to really talk. I got to watch this Clarissa Shields interview later today. I guess she was on. Has anybody seen the Clarissa Shields interview on Club Shay Shay? Shay Shay LaFont. Is Brian Norman from the same place Roy Jones Jr. are? They have a similar. No, Roy Jones. They're both from the South. Not too far. They're not too. I mean, if you're talking like in a global sense, they're not too far away from each other. Roy is I think Roy is from northern Florida, and Brian Norman Jr. is from Atlanta. So Georgia, I think Georgia borders. I'm pretty sure Georgia borders Florida. I think Georgia's right above Florida. And then yeah, Georgia's right above Florida. I've lived in Georgia. I've lived in Louisiana. I've lived in Tennessee. I've lived in Missouri. I've lived in Kansas. I've lived in Illinois. I've lived in Indiana. I've lived in DC. I've lived in Virginia. Never lived in Maryland. Only lived in Virginia and in DC. Never lived. And then, of course, I lived in Kansas. Yeah, lived in Kansas, Missouri. Wow, I've lived in a lot of states. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Because I live in Texas. 8. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, just 9 states. I've lived in 9 states. 9 states. Sorry, I got zoned out on that one. Joe is from Pensacola, Florida. Yeah, Pensacola, Florida. I think that's northern Florida. Almost 10 years per state average. Yeah. I lived in I think the longest I've lived in anywhere was in Illinois, though. I lived consecutively in Illinois. I probably lived 20 years. 22 years, something like that. Actually there. And I've lived in Illinois, Southern Illinois as well. But yeah, I've lived in a lot of states. I've been to a lot of states in the United States. That's why I say I got a lot of connections in the United States, because I've been around a lot of states and I've lived there for long periods of time and tried my absolute best to contribute to that stuff. Now, I want to get back to this stuff. I know this is probably a dead topic, but it is 11/19. Last time I checked, Gervonta Davis was supposed to have a videotape that was going to be seen. You've not heard anything from TMZ. You've not heard anybody other than a charge being put in a state court. That is the only information that has been publicized about Gervonta Davis's lawsuit, other than what the boxing media has spread around. At this point in time, man, I have to say we have to agree that this shit is shady as shit, and that a lot of you guys owe Gervonta Davis a lot of apologies. Because I'm not saying that if something can happen in the court case, more than likely ain't nothing coming out in the court case that you didn't already see come out ahead of time. You would have already seen that stuff come out ahead of time. No retractions or apology. Nope. And I just want to be the one to say it. This was a slam. This sounds like that looked very much like a media orchestrated attempt to excuse Jake Paul from a fight that probably shouldn't have been happening because of the size difference between the two. And a way to make Jake Paul look good on the way out and make Gervonta Davis look bad on the way out. I'm just really, really disappointed in the sport of boxing right now. It's hard for me to get excited about young fighters knowing that's exactly what these dudes are about to start going through. As soon as what up, Greg Hackett, man? Always good to see you, man. I don't even know who you are, man. Let me respond to this. Somebody that claims to be black says no one gives a fuck about Gervonta Davis. His best trade is tearing down other so-called black Americans. Let's get so. I mean, what the fuck are you talking about? Who the fuck did he tear down, you fucking idiot? Like, what are you talking about? Let's go Norman, Haney, Mason, and our so-called black Americans. What do you mean so-called black Americans? They're not black Americans? So-called black Americans? Hold on, lady. If you're not a lady because you obviously put a black person's hair in there with a fro. I'm not believing that's you for a second. So anyway, I'm going to entertain this dumb shit you just said. What do you mean our so-called black Americans? Who the fuck is a so-called black American? What is this? All that other shit aside, What is a so-called Black American? I would love to understand what is a so-called Black American. You don't think we're actually Black Americans? You think somebody just labeled us Black Americans and we're not really Black Americans? Are you trying to delegitimize us being Black Americans in this statement? I'm confused, bro. And exactly when did Tank ever tear somebody down? Tank, I thought you were going to say Tank got problems with women, but you know you can't say that shit because you should be sued for the shit because the man never got, man, oh, it's crazy. Yeah, seriously, man, look at this man. He said, but our so-called Black Americans, our so-called Black Americans, I know y'all want our money. I know you want our money. That's why you guys live in our country. And I don't have a problem with y'all. I got friends that are Jamaican. I got all, you know, just how you say, like white people say, I got Black friends. I have Jamaican friends. I've got Belizean friends. I've got friends from all throughout the Caribbean. Here's the fact, though. Y'all want our money. For now, maybe he talking about Rachel Dolezal or something. I don't know what he talking about. I don't know what he talking about. Hey, what up, Phenomenal New? So that's why I stepped away from boxing talks. The politics of boxing turned me completely off, New. It's in a dumpster. Though they are dumpsters. We are not in the dumpsters, Phenomenal New. And matter of fact, Phenomenal New, let's make sure that we give you something a little bit more fun to talk about today than the boxing politics being in the dumpster. Because honestly, bro, these guys are sewer rats. And we're not in the dumpster with the sewer rats, bro. What you're doing is you're sick of watching the sewer rats scurry around and shit. Man, there's a guy, and I will not say your name, bro, because I noticed you ain't been around. Man, they was so hot when I said some shit yesterday about Mohammed bin Salam. Hey, Phenomenal New. I said something about, hey, you remember when I used to tell people shit was going to pop off? And they would call me delusional and da-da-da-da-da, all that shit. Now that they can't say that shit anymore, all of a sudden, if I say something that may be cryptic, if I leave a cryptic tweet or say something cryptic, now they want to know the exact definition of what I mean when I'm being cryptic. So anyway, man, Cass was a little bit, I think they feeling a little bit of nervousness about whether or not Mohammed bin Salam is going to continue to be supporting these dudes. Man, I'm telling you, bro, these cats was hot yesterday. I could tell, I could feel it. Please don't say anything bad about Mohammed bin Salam. Please don't say nothing bad about him. He's got a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? Don't fuck it up. Please don't do anything. Yeah, I knew that nigga was it was just in the White House. Yeah, they had a big dinner for him for everything. I don't give a shit where the nigga was. Oh, man, Cass. Hey, he said, protect your interest and don't listen to BS. Definitely can be draining when you see people lying and playing games day in and day out. Oh, yeah. But you got to make it a joke. I'm cool because you're getting paid. First of all, Knockout Boxing 86 TV. I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I have a platform to talk to people. I really am. I am very, very grateful that I have a platform to talk to people. And I just have to be a believer that, you know, before the darkness, there's a dawn. And as far as this boxing talk goes, there's times when shit just sucks in boxing. You know what I mean? Boxing can suck for an entire decade. You know what I mean? Like, for real. Like, there'll be times where boxing fans, it just sucks. For whatever reason, it just sucks for a while, you know? They said cryptic is good, never know where you're really coming from. Yeah, I'm just telling you, bro. I know these niggas want a piece of me, bro. So when a fat cat walk on my block, you better trust me. I'm going to let the fat cat know. Nigga, I'm over here. Don't think I don't see you. Nigga, wait. Hey. 800-pound gorilla in the room. Hey, 800-pound gorilla in the room. 800-pound gorilla in the room. You know what I mean? Facts, you really have to love the sport. Yeah, I mean, it come in and you come out, and it's always some back and forth. But the thing that really separates, the thing that I think is going to change, is that you got to remember these people are trying to keep good boxing fans away from the sport. That is what their desire is to do. That's what they're attempting to do. They're attempting to get good, honest boxing fans that want to just call it like it is. They want you out the way. They want you out of the way and replaced by media bots that the message of which they can control. So they are trying to institute a system within journalism where they manipulate journalists. Look, man, the White House just brought in some guy that could be responsible for the death of an American journalist in Adnan Khashoggi. Isn't that the guy's name, Adnan Khashoggi? I'm pretty sure his name is Khashoggi. The journalist Khashoggi. Jamal Khashoggi. Saudi journalist, dissident author, was assassinated at the Saudi consulate in Istanbul on the 2nd of October 2018 by agents of the Saudi government at the behest of Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. Okay? Let me repeat. Jamal Hamaz Khashoggi was a Saudi journalist, dissident author, columnist journalist. Khashoggi was assassinated at the Saudi consulate in Istanbul in the 2nd of October 2018 by agents of the Saudi government at the behest of Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. Yeah, that guy gets to just go to the White House and kick it with Trump. Do not tell me anything about mobsters and shit and how mobsters are bad people. Yep, they killed dude and the U.S. government did nothing. They let his wife sit outside that embassy for 6 hours waiting on her husband, chopped up, and never saw again. Yeah, and let me tell you something, man. Our U.S. government would probably let them do that shit to an American citizen too. Come on, man. Look, man, it's my personal belief that the U.S. government would allow those guys to do that to an American citizen too. Like, I don't believe that if he can do it in Istanbul, why can't they do it in the United States? You know, if he's willing to do it over there, why isn't he willing to do it here? Said they chopped him up and took him out piece by piece. Yeah. So look. So yeah, big tough guys, man. Big tough guys with a bunch of money that are accused of doing very, very heinous things. Those are the guys that you're waiting out. Okay. Like I said, everybody want to be the baddest man on the planet. Everybody want to be yeah. You know what I mean? You got Turkey Al-Sheikh got a whole prison wing named after him called the Tutu wing of a prison. And these are the guys that you were looking up to, the guys that you want that Trump wants the investments from. That's the guy that he wants to do business with. Why? Probably because somebody shot his old ass in the earlobe. Donald Trump is enemies of Dick Cheney's. Okay. So like I said, bro, the deep state, I'm not worried about that shit. You guys are a bunch of commercial money. You're trying to do shit over the top, bro. That shit does not, whatever, bro. Anyway, that shit will work with the journalist. You know what I mean? That shit works with journalists. The U.S. government is the biggest thief, Ealer. I mean, yeah, man, they'll get you out of here, man. That's for sure. That's what I'm saying. We live in America, man. Ain't nothing. I don't see why you guys would ever doubt anything, man. Popping off in the United States of America, bro. Devin Haney fake Mayweather game plan against Dick. Yeah, I just wanted to disrespect Devin today. I ain't saying Devin can't win that fight. I'm not saying that. They smoked Kirk. What is that? Oh, yeah, they smoked Kirk. Yeah. Pop out. Like I said, bro, I'm not really worried about none of that dumb shit, bro. Like I said, you guys want to keep fucking around. Yeah, like I said, I'm not worried about any of that shit. That's not for me to worry about. That's for y'all to worry about. Y'all not going to see me pop up coming up missing. I'm sorry. Shit ain't going to happen, bro. You know, I ain't no, first of all, I ain't no journalist. Devin, the face of this shit, is the face of this shit. The dream is back. Devin Haney, I just want him to lose, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. That's why I think he's probably gonna win. Because I want him to lose. I'm gonna be honest. I used to try to toe the line a little bit, man. Because you know, you want a family to do well. You want the Haneys to do well. Because it's a nice father. You know, what a great story. Father story, son. I mean, father. Let me slow down. Father, son story. How beautiful, man, all of that stuff. I really want, you know, them to do well. You know, the way that they presented themselves to the media. But then underneath that, right underneath the way that they are in the media, are two of the most vicious, shit-talking, petty-ass, bum-ass niggas I've ever met in my life, bro. Who, bro, I ain't trying. I meant what you knew. I'm sorry. Debo Dev. What up, Bruce Gas and Jazz and more? What's up, Bruce Gas? Boxing. What's up, Zulu Lion? I mean, you know, I wanted to root for them when I thought that they were decent people. But once you realize that they're not decent people, you know, you're not. Can I say you're not decent people? You guys are, you know what I mean? Like, somebody could say that I'm not a decent person, and I'd be okay with that. You know, there's some things that I do and I've done that could put me in the category of, you know, not being a decent person. But I worked very, very hard to be a better person than I was before. You know, I stopped standing people up. I started paying my bills. You know what I mean? Long time ago, I decided I was going to stop lying, and I was going to stop. Long time ago, I decided I wasn't going to steal from nobody anymore. You know, there's a point in time, man, where I did things to girls, you know, hurt their feelings, you know, use them in ways that I probably shouldn't have done because they were pretty and I could get away with it. And I was pretty, you know what I mean? So, you know, we all do things in life, bro, but shit, Bill just an asshole. Boxing Fan 305, you think any upsets happening on Saturday? I think the biggest chance for an upset is the Abdullah Mason Sam Noakes fight. That's the only one. I mean, I don't see Devin Haney beating Brian Norman as an upset, and I don't see Brian Norman beating Devin Haney as an upset. I haven't seen the numbers and the odds because I'm not about to gamble, but I would say my personal belief is if I would go with Brian Norman Jr. over Devin Haney, I would go with Brian Norman Jr. over Devin Haney. Because Devin's going to have to fight Brian Norman Jr., you know? I think the David Benavidez Anthony Yarde about to get his ass beat the fuck up. I would be it would serve. It would be crazy if David Benavidez lost to Anthony Yarde. But personally, that is a bad matchup. That is a very good Mexican fighter versus a British fighter. A very good Mexican fighter fighting a British fighter, bro. Oh my God, those dudes usually get destroyed. And Anthony Yarde is a front runner. I mean, he's got big power, but if he can't land that shit and that volume, oh my God, he can get run over by that man. You see anything in Sam Noakes that gives Mason problems? No. I don't see anything that gives him any problems, no. That doesn't mean that some bullshit will not pop off. That's why I say that's the best chance for an upset. Because I'm building in that they fix fights. They do. And the road fighter is Abdullah Mason. So that's why I say that's the biggest chance for an upset. Not because I think all of these fights, I think all of these fights cats probably know what's up. You know what I mean? Anthony Yarde hits way harder than Morrell. Yeah, but David Morrell didn't do shit but get beat up. David Morrell didn't do anything but get beat up. Dude, he just got done. He literally beat up Wojciech, man. Wojciech is better than fucking Anthony Yarde. The first guy David Benavidez fought at 175, Alexander Wojciech. Wojciech is a better fighter than Anthony Yarde is. Wojciech will beat Anthony Yarde, bro. Wojciech will beat the brakes off Anthony Yarde, in fact. So, I don't see nothing there. Hey, Ray, I watched the Brian Norman Centillion fight last night, and man, the amount of pressure Brian endured and dished out was brutal. I absolutely do not see Devin weathering that kind of smoke. And I'm trying to tell you, that man trying to come at you. I'm trying to tell you, that man trying to come at you, bro. He is. The reporter, what is this? What did it say? Reporter said Mason was exposed. Dude don't know ish about boxing. I mean, I know he got knocked down before, but I'm not really tripping on that. All I'm saying is that I always calculate the fact that somebody's on the road. And you got to be careful when you're on the road. That's why a lot of people don't want to go on the road. They want to stay at home. You know, I hats off for getting on the road. Phenomenal shows that Brian finna bludgeon Devin. Look, man, do me a favor, Brian. Bludgeon the fuck out of Devin. And then Brian Norman I don't even want to say because they're going to try to fuck him up if I like him too much. Hey, I don't even know who's going to win this fight. I'm not going to ride with Brian Norman Jr. too hard because as soon as I start liking somebody, there's going to be a big ass campaign by them fucking idiots to try to ruin the guy's career, bro. You guys are a bunch of petty criminals. You fucking bums. Phenomenal New, can I go off? I can't go off no more, man. I'm not trying to go off no more, bro. On these cats, man. But seriously, man, y'all groveling at the feet of that dude. It's disgusting. You know what I mean? You guys don't give a fuck about the people that actually give you the everything that you have. You want to follow after somebody that can give you what you want, you fucking bums. You know what I mean? Think about this shit. You got communities that gave you everything you have. And if you stay with your community, you know that you're going to be taken care of. You know it. But you don't care about the people that brought you to the party. You're looking up at that guy to drop some change on your top of your fucking head. Man, I'm trying to tell y'all, bro, y'all are wild fucking boys. This dude gets to get into, dude, in the White House, bro, definitely indicated in well over 2,000 deaths of American citizens in New York City, bro. You got Turkey al-Sheikh literally putting on a card right there in Madison Square Garden, flexing the corruption of American politics in your face. But guess what, bro? American politics is not all of America. No, it is not. There's something called the streets and the military. Trust me, Donald Trump is a figurehead of the military. The president is a figurehead of the military as the chief executive officer. The military is responsible for the fact that bullet got caught in that man's earlobe like that. But y'all, man, y'all are just wild boys, man. Un-American. Yeah, I mean, it's a face, bro. Just like Mohammed bin Salam's a face, bro. That dude's probably a face too. Anyway, man. Like I said, I can't go off no more like I used to, bro. Because now it would just be boasting. Now y'all want to know details. Anyway, man, yeah, I don't really appreciate a guy, the United States boxing being sold to a guy that many people believe could be responsible for what happened in 9/11. Even though everybody pretty much knows it was controlled demolition, still, you guys went to war in Iraq over that shit. Okay? You went to war in Iraq over a false fucking flag when out around 2001. And I hate to tell you, that shit cost me a lot of fucking money and kicked off a very, very rough time in the life of a lot of Americans. A lot of businesses went belly up because of that fucking 9/11 bullshit, fucking ploy bullshit y'all pulled off. You know what I'm saying? Nah, man, let me tell you something, man. That shit was one of the greatest, man, disgusting, man. Disgusting. Anyway, man, so yeah, but y'all want to do business with them. Go Saudi. Go Saudi. I got you. It's wild how everybody knows that it was the U.S. government behind it and nothing was done wild. I'm telling you, man, look, I've seen some wild shit. Nope. No, I've seen some wild, wild shit, bro. Okay? Wild, wild, wild shit. I ain't gonna get into. He said, "You see how wrinkled Trump's suit was yesterday, walking next to the crown prince. I mean, crackhead wrinkled like an in-depth lawyer defending you in court, looking worn out and shot. Yeah, yeah, that man is. Hey, let me say it after me. Lame duck, lame duck, lame duck. I got insurance for my business, and they asked if I want terrorist coverage, man." Man, that shit ushered in one of the worst times of my life, man. Ushered in one of the worst times of my life, man. Man, I was flying so high. I was doing my shit. Then these fucking idiots put that bullshit off in New York, bro. It's like every single solitary time of my life, bro, that I've been really doing shit, really popping off, and everything's going good in my life. Soon as that shit pop off, there's some fucking New York, New Jersey bullshit ass people that in some way, shape, form, or fashion get in the way of it. You know what I mean? If it's 2001 with that stupid ass, that fake ass thing that took place where the buildings went down like this, all of a sudden they locked down everything. It's like, man, get out of here, bro. Then COVID, they pull that bullshit, stick everybody in the house for all kind of years. They sentence everybody to jail for like 3 years in early 2000. Seriously, man. I'm just, like I said, man, I've seen, and I knew it was coming before it took place. And people there, I could tell you, I knew that shit was going to happen. The plandemic, that's what they call it, the plandemic. Is Jake Paul and AJ really fighting? That's what they say. Yeah, it's announced. It's announced for an 8-round fight with 10-ounce gloves. Hey, guess what? AJ gets 10-ounce gloves. The same size gloves that they were going to put on Gervonta Davis, they're now putting on AJ. Oh, my God, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's really, really happening, man. It's really, really happening. That is no lie. It's the truth, bro. Can AJ even fit 10-ounce gloves? I don't know. Are they 12-ounce? What do the heavyweights fight in, man? I don't know. They gonna put that in them 8-ounce. They gonna put that boy in some 10-ounce. I thought they had. What are heavyweights? Everything above 147 is 10-ounce. Okay. Yeah, you got that man in a bop. He ain't got no training gloves on him. He ain't got them 12-ounces. Jail, they having AAU basketball tournaments during COVID. They didn't even give a damn. Oh, hell no. Jail, they were having AAU basketball tournaments. No, seriously, man. Jail, bro. Do you know how many people's ass was didn't leave the house, man, with no water and shit? Yeah, I'm not, look, man, everybody can get out and walk around, dog. That shit was in jail, bro. You had to put a mask on your fucking face to walk inside and out of stores. You had to stand 6 feet, 8 feet away from people in public. The schools were shut down. The schools were shut down for almost a year and a half. I mean, I don't know what you call it, but God dang, I felt like I was in jail. You feel like you can't go outside. Now, if they were putting on AAU contests and all that shit, that's because them dudes are just being risky. Ray Patterson, I said, I think those exhibition fights are a bunch of bullshit. Yeah. It's such a wild, pointless time. I'm telling you, man. Look, man, during my lifetime, let me tell you all the bullshit I do not believe. I do not believe we landed on the moon. I'm sorry. Let me tell you all of the things that we've been sold during my lifetime that I think is horseshit. I think that integration was terrible. Absolutely fucking terrible. It didn't solve shit, exacerbated a lot of problems. Could be it's very unpopular opinion, but we'll never know. And then I do not believe the man on the moon bullshit. That's just white people trying to say they run the world. That's it. They tried to give themselves a fake accolade that nobody else could ever repeat. So basically, because they couldn't figure out how to rebuild the pyramids, they made up some bullshit. They claimed that they did it. You know what I'm saying? He said, nope, I think that's a very popular opinion. Nope. Oh, okay, fair enough. I think integration sucked. I don't think we landed on the moon. You know what I mean? Man, I don't. They called that. Hey, how did they call to Earth on a fucking landline, bro? How did they call that? What radio rays did they have? They had radio rays. They landed and went back. Nah, I ain't saying the world is flat or nothing like that. I'm just telling you. I don't believe these people, bro. I don't believe that. I believe black people were already in the United States in large ass numbers, already in the United States, and they just kidnapped people and indoctrinated them, bro. That's what I think, man. I don't think that. I just think it's bullshit, bro. And I think it's a story designed to keep you scared of your government. You know, like I'm telling you, man, they want to be all powerful. As long as you look, man, one of the most important psychological tricks that we have to do to overcome white supremacy is we have to stop believing in the supremacy of white people. Anytime somebody tells you that black people could never do anything, we've never invented anything, all that shit, bro, I'm not trying to hear that bullshit. Okay? Get the fuck out the way and somebody else would have made a look. If you leave everybody the fuck alone, trust me, they would figure out how to fly a fucking plane. You figured that you were left alone and figured out how to fly a plane, didn't you? Then why the fuck couldn't somebody else do the same goddamn thing if you just leave them alone? You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. I'm like, why? You think that nobody else could have invented a skyscraper? Nobody else could have invented, nobody else could do penicillin. Nobody else could do any of the things that you did. Only because you won't leave anybody alone and you're starving people to fucking death so they don't have any time to think about shit like that. If you give two niggas in jail a goddamn battery and some grape juice, nigga, they'll make a TV set. Okay? Like stop. I mean it. You stick niggas in a jail cell with 2 grapes, 3 pennies, and a battery, nigga. They're gonna blow the whole place up. Come on, man. Trying to act like can't nobody think but you because you only allow those, you're the only ones with time to think. Seriously, man. That's how society is built. The only people that actually have time to think about these things are a very small group of people called academia, right? Nobody else got time to research shit for 15, 20 fucking hours and all of that shit. So they control academia. And academia is only going to get paid for the things that their benefactors are telling them that they want to hear. You know what I mean? That's why it's important. That's why I have no respect for Floyd Mayweather. Floyd wants to be the voice of Israel. Floyd, why don't you just put 15 kids through college, Floyd? You piece of shit. You got all that time and all that money, but you ain't got no time and no money to put no kids through college. Anyway, Fanon, you 100% right. We know people figure things out. People will figure it out. Just like you figured it out. Because you figured it out because it was already done before. And then you just want to get rid of everybody and say, no, nobody did it before. I did it myself. Look what I invented. The same people that claim that they discovered a continent that already had 200 million people on it want to say they discovered things that were already in existence long before they discovered it, right? Take, for example, the Pythagorean theorem. The Pythagorean theorem could not have been invented by Pythagoras because Pythagoras is not as old as the pyramids, which the Pythagorean theorem is necessary to build. You know what I mean? Yeah. Whatever, man. Do something, Bill. Hey, Bill. Hey, Booger Bill. Booger Bill. You're a coon. You're a coon. Because I'm dumb. You're a coon. I'm dumb. Because I'm dumb. You're a coon. I'm just telling you my personal opinion. I don't think integration worked. I don't. I don't think it worked. What do you want me to say? Booger Bill. I blame all bad comments on Bill Haney. Let me tell you something. All of you bots that say anything to me, since I don't know I can find out who you are, I really can, and I have in the past. But since I don't want to waste my time finding out who you are or try to do your stupid riddles, any one of you niggas that annoy me is going to be Booger Bill. Moving on. I'm just going to call you Booger Bill. I ain't even going to say Booger Sugar Bill. I'm just going to call you Booger Bill. Okay? Booger Bill, Lil Tutu, Lil Tutu, and that nigga you scared, y'all scared of. And the nigga you scared to lose. Please don't say anything about Mohammed bin Salam. Please don't say anything about Mohammed bin Salam, Fanan. Please don't say anything about Muhammad Sultan. Please don't say anything about Muhammad Sultan, the Muhammad the Sultan. Please, Martin, please don't say nothing about him. Massa, he gonna give us good money. Massa rich. Massa rich. You don't see how good that good white man. That's a good rich man. That man good. That's a rich man. That man can provide for us. That man can provide for us. Don't you say nothing bad about. Don't say nothing bad about Turkey. He got unlimited funds. Come on, he can make me a millionaire. Don't fuck it up for me. He can make me a millionaire. All he's got to do is wave his hand, and I can be a millionaire. I'll never have to worry about nothing again if I can just kiss the ring. Can I get to your ring? Oh my God, I'm only 30 feet away. I'm only 30 feet away. Look, how far is that? It's only about 30 feet away. I'm 30 feet away from a king. Oh my God, if I kiss his ring, I'll be set for life. Oh, hi, Prince. Hi, King. Hi, Prince. Bitch asses. Bitch ass sucker niggas. Bitch ass suckers. That's how you are out there in Saudi. I know that's how they do you in Saudi. Here he comes. Here he comes. He's walking in a processional. The nigga got doodle all in his booty cheeks and shit, walking with that robe on. But he's coming in a procession. Look how big the room is. Look how big the lights are. Oh my God. I saw his name in the newspaper. Man, y'all know y'all be trying to pass out if he touches you. Oh my God, I shook his hand. I shook his hand. I held his hand and I walked with him. He held my hand and he walked with me. He held my hand and he walked with me. No, don't say anything bad about, please, not Muhammad. He's a trillionaire. Please don't say nothing bad. Don't fuck it up for us, Fanan. Please. We need him. No, you niggas need him. I don't need that nigga. You niggas need him. You niggas need him. I don't need him. I don't need him. Don't want him, bro. Man. Booger Bill. Booger Bill. Booger Bill. Everybody repeat after me. Booger Bill. Booger Bill, Booger Bill. Bill has done so much to deserve disrespect, bro. Bill has said enough shit about me to absolutely deserve my disrespect, bro. Bill worked hard for this disrespect. What you talking about? What is this? What's your name, boy? Kunta Kinte, your name, Toby Muhammad, boy. I don't know what you're talking about, Booger Bill. I don't know what you're talking about, Booger Bill. Muhammad, boy? Who's Toby Muhammad? Kunta Kinte, your name, Toby Muhammad, boy. What do I got anything to do with? What do I got to do with that? What's your name? Oh, you talking about you like you him or something? Hey, we had over 50,000 patents and inventions from 1870 to 1940. We integrated and all that invention started to dissipate. It didn't dissipate. Y'all went to work for fucking Procter & Gamble. No, they just went to work for people. Yeah, because you could get jobs. You could go work for them now. You can take all your hard-earned work and you can work for us. Hey, Martin, excuse me. I'm sorry, Booger Bill. Booger Bill. Y'all don't like that. Who went to work for IBM? They probably did. Who was that? Who went to work for IBM? Oh, hell yeah, they went to work for IBM. Hell yeah. That's what happened to them, bro. I don't give a fuck about what you talking about. Shut the fuck up. How about you shut the fuck up? Hey, Job, Shut the fuck up about Booger Bill. I don't give a fuck. Okay? I don't have to like Booger Bill. I don't have to like Booger Bill. I don't have to like Booger Bill. Shut the fuck up. I don't have to like nothing about him. He could be the best guy in the world and I don't got to like him. Okay? That man is behind many a fucking attack on me, homie. What are you talking about? I don't have to like Booger Bill. No, I do not. And I can start getting in and do the same cornball shit you guys do. Every time I think about Booger Bill, I'm going to call him Booger Bill. You know what I mean? Like y'all like to do to me. Y'all like to give me net, because that's a strategy y'all like to use. Y'all like to give people nicknames. You know what I mean? Y'all like the little tank. Y'all like to do shit like that. Call them, give people little pet names. So my pet name for Bill is Booger Bill. Because his nose so big, it looks like his nose. It looks like his book. You can always see his boogers. That's why it calls as Booger Bill. Nigga, if he lifts his head up, you can see his brain. His nostrils that damn big. Nah, man. Hey, that's not hate speech, Bill. I can say you have a big nose. There's all kind of races that have that. Dog, I'm going to time your ass out again. Put your ass out on timeout. Timeout. Shh. Shh. He's not my fucking brother. Bill is not my brother. Okay? See how you speak. No one asked if to like the man, but as bro, he's not my brother. What are you talking about? You don't have to openly slander Fanon. I didn't slander him. I didn't say anything that was not true of him. That's not slander. That's not, what do you mean? I didn't do any of the shit that you accuse me of. So shut the fuck up. How about you stop falsely accusing me of things I didn't do? First of all, Bill has done plenty for me to call him Booger Bill. Plenty of shit. Said plenty of shit. Second of all, that's not my brother. You can take that racial guilt trip and shove it up your ass. Once you show your true colors, bro, I don't know nothing of that dude, but they're not mistreat him. I don't know nothing. And I like you talking, so I'm going to keep telling you. I'm going to keep telling you. Yeah, he said light skin needs to stick together. You better get your ass. You better get your ass away from that. I don't know Bill Haney shit. I don't know nobody that disrespects me, disrespects boxers, gets in the way of all kind of dumb shit, bro. I ain't out of here none of that shit, man. Get out of here, man. I ain't taking no high road with no scumbag. Let me tell you very clearly. I do not take the high road with low lifes. Can somebody write this down? This needs to be a proverb of Martin Blackwell. Do not take the high road with low lifes. No. You're low life. I'm going to make sure I come and get you. Okay? No. It's called Booger Bill. I'm going to label your ass Booger Bill. I'm going to crack jokes on you. And it is what it is. I'm going to call you Booger Bill. You know it's short for Booger Sugar Bill. But Booger Sugar Bill went to jail for the Booger Sugar. Didn't he? Hey, can somebody put a one in the chat if Bill Haney went to jail for the Booger Sugar? I think he did. Bill Haney went to jail for Booger Sugar way back in the 90s. Damn near 40 years later, he's caught on camera with the Booger Sugar. So, look, man, in 1993, you know what I mean? He was manipulating the Booger Sugar. In 2024, at the latest, it was 2024, he was involved in the Booger Sugar again. So if I want to call him Booger Sugar Bill, I can do that. Why? Because I want to start some shit. Because I feel like starting shit. I'm tired of playing the high road all the time with y'all. People will never get rid of y'all by doing the high road with you all. No. People like that expect other people to take the high road. So they take the low road while all the junk is going on the low road. You're playing the high road. And what happened? What happened to Layla Ali taking the high road and ignoring her and all of that shit? Layla Ali got shit talked about her for 8 years. No, sometimes you got to go. You got to meet them where they at. I've been saying that about the PBC. The PBC needs to meet these people where they're at. Bump that. That's the competition. That's what they've turned the game into. You got to be able to manipulate you and be able to control the narrative. So I'm going to attack for shits and giggles in a legitimate and legal way Bill Haney. Because Bill Haney has a lot of people that know him, and the more people say bad things about him, the less people respect Bill Haney. You know how that works, don't you? Like the more things you say bad about Gervonta, the less people respect Gervonta. So why don't we just come out in here attack your crown jewels and just start saying bad things and doing bad things around your guys? Why don't we do that? Why don't we all take the gloves off, huh? And just all become liars. All become people that are going to just spend hours trying to humiliate an individual person. You know what I mean? Like Here for Boxing does with me. You think Here for Boxing is putting up a YouTube channel and doing all that shit for no good reason? He told me that he was getting paid when I first talked to Here for Boxing. So who's paying Here for Boxing for a whole fucking YouTube channel and a bunch of vicious dumb shit? Who paid that stupid fucking lawyer to send that note to my fucking house? And who told all these people that I was getting sued? Maybe I'll start playing some games behind closed doors, and maybe your Mohammed bin Salman money never gets to you. Maybe some people that know Mohammed bin Salman ain't everything you say he is, because y'all act like he's everything. Maybe some people know that he ain't everything you make him out to be. Oh, for real? Yeah. Sugar Hill Gang means something different for him. Phoenix. Also, Devin set himself up. Called Brian a bum to his face in camera. If he wins, he gets no credit for beating a bum. If he loses, he lost to a bum. Man, Brian, please get this job done. Oh, yeah, that probably is. But that's okay because your money is going to leave the door, bro. Or put your favorite fighters in dresses and make them look like monkeys. Man, look, bro. Jeep Red Boy in the building. What's good, bro? Please don't fuck up my turkey. Please don't fuck up the turkey money, Martin. Come on, man. Will you just play along? We acted like you were a nobody for 7 years. We acted like you didn't exist the whole time, Martin, and dissed the shit out you and never wanted to come near you, but set you up for a bunch of dumb shit. But please, Martin, don't fuck up this Mohammed bin Salman. It's our last chance. It's your last chance, all right. Thank you, Jeep Red Boy. Thank you so much, brother. As soon as Tank left Floyd, the hate for Tank is crazy. Nah, it's been that way. I wouldn't doubt that Floyd switched sides on his ass, though. Benji, what up, man? I'm chilling, brother. What up, man? As soon as Tank left Floyd, the hate for Tank went crazy. Man, first of all, man, the hate for Al Heyman is crazy. The hate for Floyd is crazy. But Floyd is what you call a sellout. Floyd is a flat-out sellout. Floyd don't give a shit about nothing, does not result in some accolade for himself. I've never seen a grown man that old shop that fucking much. Negro, you are almost 50 years old. What are you shopping that much for? I'm serious, bro. Like, you did not just get money. Like, I can understand if you just get some money and you still shopping like that. But you have had money for at least 20 years. You got money since at least 2006. You was paid in 2006. That's 20 years ago. Why are you still out there shopping in Dubai and grabbing bags and then you put on that out, man? Y'all some phony ass signifying monkeys. You know that shit, that signal, what's that? You know that you ever heard of the signifying monkey? I was Aloy said, I'm with you. I'm with you on this. I hated MPS more since he got internal affairs to ish Jamal Khashoggi. Look, man, let me tell you something, man. PBC equals black folk, not black folk, but a powerful black guy. Heck yeah, the PBC going to get hate. They get hate terrible. Yeah. Yep, signifying monkey. That's what I hear with these dudes. They signifying monkeys. Just pay attention more to their body language. Pay attention more to their body language and to how they dress than anything else. The shit, all that crackling coming out of their mouths don't mean anything, bro. House party stepped on a signifying monkey's feet. Hey, yeah, I've been a very wealthy man for over a decade and a half, Martin, and I shop a lot. Hey, Kai said, hey, man, I've been a very wealthy man for over a decade and a half, Martin, and I shop a lot, dude. I mean, you know, I ain't been rich. Oh, my bad, bro. I ain't been holding it down like you niggas, man. Bro, I ain't never been a shopper. I ain't never really understood it. He said, hold on, man. I've been a very wealthy man for over a decade and a half, Martin, and I shop a lot. Good for you, bro. Good for you, man. I don't get it, bro, but good for you, bro. He said, Martin, I have a real problem. You know what I do? Bro, I cannot stop but go buy dumb shit look, bro, this is what I'm addicted to. I'm addicted to walking like a mile, getting a shot of vodka, hitting some herb, and talking fucking crazy out my mind while I walk for like 3 miles. My wife and I, hey, yeah, she got your head. Hey, you know what? I ain't got the dope. My dad shopped like she was going out of style. You know, man, me and my money have always been parted, bro. Crazy. I don't know, man. I don't really spend a lot of money. I splurged on his house, man. You know, I had to tell that ninjas to stop talking to me and don't play. What is that? Oh, who you talking? I need to know who you talking about. Oh. Who you talking about? Hey, who you talking about here for boxing? Bro, here for boxing. I got a theory on here for boxing, bro. I did get into running. So that's a new habit, but we travel and shop, man. Good for you, man. Do your shit, bro. You can't take it with you, bro. Hey. Oh, man, here for boxing, stalking your ass. Yeah, he wants to make my closest supporters to rue the day that they came to my channel. Listen to this. If you are a big supporter of my channel, and people will attest to this, you will get other people start going at you to gaslight you about your support of me specifically. That I do believe, that is my opinion, is Bill Haney and the fucking in the LDBC. But since I know that the LDBC is basically owned, because I don't even really know if it exists anymore, because it doesn't really exist in the form that it existed because of Bill Haney. But Bill Haney got that hashtag. Bill Haney, I suspect that Bill Haney, Spit Bucket Podcast, would not be surprised, Showbiz. I wouldn't be surprised if he was not very much working with all of those type of people to deliver messages throughout boxing. That's why Terrence Crawford, once Bill Haney started advising Terrence Crawford and advising Clarissa Shields, he's trying to do something similar to Devin Haney Promotions, but he's doing it probably to try to advise. So it looks like Bill Haney is trying to kind of compete with Al Heyman, but in an advisory role. Does that make sense? I think that Bill Haney is trying to compete with Al Heyman in an advisory role and trying to get fighters to listen to what he does, listen to the moves that he's going to make, right? That's why he got Clarissa Shields doing this stupid shit. Got Terrence Crawford talking about, yeah, the one that got me to fight was Bill Haney. I mean, that was the really one that got me to big fight. Terrence. Man, nobody takes here. No, I know. I'm just saying, yeah. Oh, no, somebody, you know what? Somebody like that will keep somebody from coming around you, though. You know? Anyway, man, these dudes be wild as shit, man. But anyway, I don't believe none of the crap. And I start from what I believe, and I work backwards. And more times than not, when I work backwards from what I believe and investigate the facts, what I believe was, 80% there, 90% there, somewhere around there. So anyway, like I said, I made everybody real mad when I said your boy, the Saudi prince, was trying to do something, was supposed to do something, and I'm waiting. And I'm telling you what I'm waiting for. Every single solitary time there's some new wave of cats that are somehow connected to you bums, there's always some bullshit that transpires around me. So I'm waiting for the bullshit to happen. I'm waiting for you because he probably dropped you niggas off some money. Maybe he said, okay, all right, we're going to give this whole thing another shot, even though it's failing. Because I don't believe, no matter what you say, that Mohammed bin Salman is not going to talk to Donald Trump about what he's going on with TKO and what's going on with Turkey al-Sheikh and the public investment fund in sports. Goodbye. I don't care. I'm not answering your question. Like I said, Bill Haney is trying to compete with Al Haymon in advising fighters, which means that if this is just me putting on my little thinking cap, I'm going to put on my thinking cap. When I put my thinking cap on, a lot of times people wind up being in a lot of trouble. So what I think Bill is doing is I think Bill is really trying to compete with Al Haymon. And that Bill, if you look at all of the negative things being said and who they're being said about, they're being said about Al Haymon fighters. You have this fake beef between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Bill Haney, making both famous. Bill, I'm undefeated, 50-0 in the streets, all of that shit. Right? So you clearly see that rivalry taking place there. I mean, you ain't got to promise me that. I told everybody that. But you're playing with hedge funds. You're playing with hedge funds. If you're playing with hedge fund money, please remember that's why I told you there was going to be RICOs. Listen to me. Do you remember when I said, oh, the hedge funds, BLK Prime is sponsored by a hedge fund? I still don't fucking believe. Let me put it this way. My belief in the RICOs and gambling came directly from the moment that I realized that hedge funds were being involved with BLK Prime. Desmond Grums has never talked to me, not never. Desmond Grums, Bill Haney, Victor Conti, Vada. I'll leave the WBC out of it. I'll leave the WBA out of it, the IBF and the WBO out of it. But it's very, very, very clear to see this pattern of behavior, the resulting business relationships. That's why these guys hate Floyd. No, excuse me. You want to know why they go at Gervonta like this? Just think about it as Bill going at Al Haymon. Any Al Haymon fighter that gets any traction is going to get attacked by black people first. Because that's what Bill Haney is. He's a signifying monkey. When you walk in the room, like I'm saying, if you step on the signifying monkey's feet, you know what I mean? That's not a racial slur. That's not any of that. It's just mean that's what it is. It's you balking, you talking, you yapping, you black. That ain't on me. Nah, ain't nothing real there. You guys are trying to take down Al Haymon, bro. You're trying to take down Al Haymon. That's what it is. And he keeps trying to find fat cats to come in and foot the bill. Daniel Kinahan came in. Daniel Kinahan was paying the bills. Turkey came in. Turkey looked like he wavering his. I don't know who's the next big guy that you think is going to come in here and pay your way. Because Devin Haney can't sell no tickets. Ryan Garcia can't make no money. Don't nobody give a shit about a Shakur Teofimo Lopez fight. The fact of the matter is the biggest name in American boxing is Errol Spence and Gervonta Davis, and that's a fact. Even though you tried to build up Terrence Crawford with all of your publicity stunts and ploys, you know? But that's how I see things. I could be completely wrong. I don't think I am. I don't think I am. I think you had another sugar daddy come in the country, and you had a little private meeting with your sugar daddy, and your sugar daddy had private meetings with other people, and they let their concerns be known. And trust you me, you ain't gonna be able to do shit. So that's what I think it is in boxing right now, and that's why I was able to predict 5 Ricos, because there's money being taken out of those. This is my personal opinion. Give me 1 second. Hello. Yes, this is. I'm at work right now, and I know that you're trying to schedule an appointment. Sure, would you like to call us back? Yeah, can I? If you can just give me a date right now, and I can just move real fast. I just want to explain why I'm rushing. I don't want to miss your call. Okay. No, I have to call you back if it takes a few minutes. Okay, I'll call you back. Thank you. Okay. Yep. Bye. I didn't think I knew I wasn't muted. I knew I was a code switch. Oh yeah, that's my professional voice. Yeah, you said code switch. I switched up. Yeah, I mean, I'm talking to you. You never know. Yeah, that's my work voice. That's funny, man. Yeah, I get on the phone and I sound like that when I answer. Nah, that's somebody. I got to go to a dermatologist because you're old. You got to get your check. When you get old like me, you got to check all your you got to check your skin to make sure ain't nothing gonna fall off. Anyway, man, for real, bro. Let's get to what's really going on in boxing, man. Let's talk about let's uncover behind the scenes in boxing. Let me see if I can do this. What is behind the scenes in boxing consist of? It consists of a bunch of people in a process by which you make money, and you get money out of the boxers, a box of poppers. Martin, you think Bill is do I think? Let me tell you, this is my thought, 2 cent. I think that there are government assets. There's something called a government asset. I do believe that there are people in the media that are government assets. I do believe that there are people in sports that are government assets on the teams, and as players, as coaches, let's go back. Once there was, after 9/11 and the implementation of the Homeland Security Act, there are assets within every conceivable social organization there is because of what the law is now. Now that they have the degree of surveillance that they have, they allow certain people to do certain things because it works for the government and it's in the best interest of the people. The United States of America could not survive without the underground economy. And in fact, some people say that the underground economy in the United States is significantly bigger than the above ground economy in the United States. So there's always going to be a nexus between, say, above the line, which is the established businesses, the commercial businesses that are trained, versus the underground, below the line, kind of, some people thinking of it in the private sector is kind of like the criminal underworld. But if you really think about it in the government sense, it's called the deep state. It's the things that are really going on that are always going to go on that people don't talk about out of their mouths because they don't want to be convicted or have this bubble up into society where they're forced to act on it. You know what I mean? So, I mean, as having observed American culture for 56 years, that's the way that I see it, that there's above the line and there's below the line. So in boxing, there is in everything else, you know what I mean? There's everything else. There's above the line and there's below the line. And I don't think you can ever get rid of it, because really below the line is the reason that there is an above the line. You know what I mean? Because this is the real economy, is the stuff that people are doing that are unregulated. You know, $5 passing here, $10 passing here. You know what I mean? You pull money out of your account. You spend $5 in cash instead of, you know, $10 on a credit card. All that money, all that stuff. So anyway, I think that, or I know that there are people in positions in boxing that are assets. They are people that know where. Somebody said, TT said, in short, yeah. In short, yes. I mean, look, man, I'm trying to be as polite as I can to be about it, because I do want to call him Booger. I am calling him Booger Bill. And I'm definitely telling y'all you should be careful around anybody. But look, man, I don't care who you are. If you are in public and you are a public figure, man, dog, you ain't it. That's all I'm going to say. You ain't everything, bro. Y'all, it ain't everything, bro. There's some real dangerous people, bro, that don't like people coming in and messing up their money. So basically, like, the mistake that these guys are making is they're trying to do it above the ground. They're trying to do above the ground takeover of boxing by flooding money and doing, but they're so fucking stupid because they don't realize that you can't do anything about the below the line boxing. You know what I mean? It's like you're trying to change boxing, like you're trying to replace a tree. You're trying to replace a tree by cutting off the top and planting a tree on top of that root system. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you about the root system of the tree. What these guys are looking at when you talk about boxing and you talk about economic, you talk about any of that stuff, you're really talking about like the visual aspect of the tree. But the most important aspect of the tree are the roots of the tree. The tree grows down as much. A tree grows not just down, up. A tree can grow down. So that's where I'm saying the mistake people are making, because there's a very big tree, a root foundation in boxing. And when you start manipulating it above the board, you start playing with people's money below the board. And so what they're looking for is they're looking for intelligence. Let me be clear about this. One of the things that they asked for and I read the articles about Donald Trump and Mohammed bin Salman and why they met. One of the things that they talked about is they talked about military and they talked about artificial intelligence. From an information system, it doesn't matter if you're talking about artificial intelligence, it's intelligence. It's just a type of intelligence. Whether artificial intelligence is how you process the information that you have in a way that answers your questions quickly, or whether you're talking about the hands-on intelligence that one country has about what's going on in another country. So in exchange for all of this money that the Saudi government said that they're going to invest in businesses connected to Donald Trump, probably. This is just my personal opinion and what I know from reading. And I know how business works. There's going to be a bunch of people in Donald Trump's ecosystem that's going to eat a lot off the deals that Mohammed bin Salman brings. But what is he going to be looking for in exchange? He's looking for intelligence in exchange. Intelligence into what? I could speculate, but I'm going to tell you where he has really no ability to move. I'm going to tell you where he doesn't have any. No, basically every dollar he spends is against the interest of the people that I'm talking about. And when I'm talking about them, I'm talking about the people that are in the bedrock base of the United States. The ones that are there, whether or not that tree gets cut off at the top or not, that root system is still there. You know what I mean? It's, if you want to say it's a plant, you can pick the flowers, but the roots, the plant can't exist without the roots. So it's like you trying to keep a tree, but change the roots. It's never going to work for you guys. Politically speaking, it's never going to work for you guys. Because, I mean, Barack Obama said it. Barack Obama said, it doesn't matter how great the statesman is. How is them overpaying fighters affecting the sport? It's affecting the ability of other promoters to do business. It is affecting the ability from other promoters to do business. Is how it affects it. You are artificially increasing the barrier to competition. Does that make sense, 2 Cent? Just think about it. What happens if I have a hot dog stand and you have a hot dog stand across the street, and I have a lot of money, and I decide that I'm going to do 2 things. I'm going to pay more money for the people at the hot dog stand, and I'm going to sell a hot dog for $2 cheaper than you sell your hot dogs. What's going to happen to your hot dog stand? Your hot dog stand is going to go out of business more than likely. And when your hot dog stand goes out of business, what are the guys going to do? Their next move is going to be what? To raise the price of the hot dog, raise the price of the hot dog, and try their best to limit the amount of money that they're going to be paying people to work for them. They're going to systematically get rid of people, bring other people in, and pay them less money. Yeah, you know what I mean? So that's what happens. And that's what they're trying to do with American boxing. They're trying to get Muhammad. It's not Turki al-Sheikh, it's Mohammed bin Salman. If they're trying to get Mohammed bin Salman or Donald Trump, probably. Donald Trump was probably trying to get Mohammed bin Salman. I don't care. It could be Donald Trump trying to get Mohammed bin Salman to fund something, but it doesn't work. Donald Trump, like I said, Donald Trump got shot in the earlobe, bro. Okay? Any president that gets shot in the earlobe, bro, and is afraid of Dick Cheney, no, that dude is looking for somebody. He's looking for foreign assistance because there was such a war on him. It's very interesting stuff, man. But boxing is just a way, I do believe, to culturally influence the United States of America and try to reduce our footprint across the world. Because it used to be that American was the best fighters. So now Saudi Arabia is saying, no, America doesn't have the best fighters. We have the best fighters. Saudi Arabia, in my personal opinion, is trying to compete directly with the United States for the global clout that comes with being champions, as embodied in the person of Muhammad Ali. I also believe that's why they wanted to get rid of the Muhammad Ali Act. I'm telling you, man, I think it was an assault on Muhammad Ali and on Muhammad Ali's memory, and that's the way that I've taken it. You know what I mean? Yeah, popped him in the earlobe or something. Armenians do the exact same thing in that industry. I wouldn't be surprised, man. Look, everybody thinks to capitalists, everything is a marketplace. To a capitalist, everything is a marketplace. Something to be exploited. Something for you to walk in with a certain amount of value and walk out with more value than you gave. Everything that I saw about the money that these guys are investing is so much money that I'm thinking you're trying to get your hands on some of the underground money. I think you're trying to get your hands on the mafia. I think you're trying. But first of all, the mafia getting cleared out. The people that they used to rely on, they can't even rely on anymore because they're getting cleared out. Donald Trump isn't the one. Donald Trump isn't in favor of these gambling ricos. Like, for everybody to think Donald Trump is so powerful and Donald Trump can do anything, Donald Trump is not in favor of these RICOs. He is not. Donald Trump is not the one pushing these RICOs. No, he is not. No, they're decimating New York. Why would he do that? Zufta DOA, 100 UFC fighters being investigated, Dana destroying evidence. Stuff is wild. Hey, man, when they ding, 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 you trying to get hands on the real money. You can have that money that sits in the register. You cannot have the money in the vault. That's the rule. They can have the money in the register. You can't have the money in the vault. You know what I mean? Weaken the competition to the point they either go out of business or have to sell to you, rinse and repeat time after time in the industry. Yeah, that's what they're going to do. Man, look what they did to look what they did to Boxing Conversation. These guys are all bought and paid, bro. You know what I mean? They're all bought and paid for, man. By the way, I will not be here tomorrow because I have to take my wife to my mother. Jeep Red Boy, thank y'all for the support, bro, in the chat, bro, for real. You know, look what happened to Bear. Look at everybody sold out. Man, these dudes don't work in their job. These dudes probably never did have jobs. The jobs that they said they had, they probably never even had, man. Like I'm telling you, these guys are so fake, bro. Just who knows? Because it's not like you can just turn somebody that fake. You can't just make them that fake, bro. Anyway, man, you know I got my thoughts on the process, bro. I got my thoughts. I know I'm public enemy number one, bro. And you guys can try to convince, oh no, Fanon's delusional. He's saying he's public enemy number one. Bro, to these people, dog, I am public enemy number one. You better believe it. I've been so disrespectful to Mohammed bin Salam and Turkey al-Sheikh, bro. 2 Cent laughing, 2 Cent smiling. I'm telling you, I'm public enemy number one, bro. Public enemy number one. According to these clowns, them niggas want me gone. Ooh. But it ain't happening. I'm going to go take another 2-hour. You say, why do they want to destroy Tank and Boots? Because Boots told Blue Blood no. How about that? Boots told Blue Blood no. Gervonta told Blue Blood no. Fanon, all your brothers are tripping. All my brothers are tripping about what? 10 to God said these conversations be fired. Thanks, bro. I appreciate you, man. I'm just telling you, bro. I'm just telling you, dog. I put myself out there, dog. I said I will say fuck Mohammed bin Salam. I ain't saying it today, dog, but I'm just saying. You know what I mean? And we listen to everything you say because we know you have the pulse on what's going on, even though you have to hold back a lot. Bro, hey, man, people. Dog, get the fuck out of here, bro. You're trying to play kiss and make up, nigga. Fuck that nigga. Okay? Let me tell you something, bro. Say they treat Fanon like the boxing game terrorist. He's the most hated. He on the most hated list in boxing. Hell yeah, they do. Nah, bro. Nah, bro. I'm not interested. You guys want me to kiss? Oh, let's make up. It would be so nice if you. Nah. Fuck that nigga, bro. Nah. It don't happen like that, bro. Not around here. It don't happen like that, bro. I am not a hell no. A Puerto Rico, yeah. Y'all are aiming for that because y'all always think somebody's gonna do that. That's you know what the weakness of politicians are? The weakness of politicians are that they always gotta compromise. They always gotta compromise. The weakness with journalists is they got no guns. Politicians, see, journalists, they are sneaky bastards like you would not believe, but they got no guns. So all they can do is do this. All they got is this pen. Never. He's a paid bot. Paid bot. All they got is this pen. They ain't got no guns. So you ain't really got to worry about them. All they can do is hurt your feelings. They can say, you're a bad guy. Fanon is a bad guy. I don't like him. Get out. Get out. Anyway, bro, look, it's not going to work, bro. Nope. Anybody said that shit, I'm kicking you niggas out because you guys had to make your shit a day go. Get out. Get out, get out, get out. You're not going to do any alternating of reality over here. Number one, if you've never heard another channel dog me, bro, you've not looked long enough. Number two, ain't nobody making that shit up like, oh, what's he talking about? I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know really? What channels? I'm not doing no commercials for you bums, okay? I bet you he got a stride. Man, let me tell you something. Bunch of paid bots, bro, is what they are at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Y'all was almighty fancy talking about what hill I'm standing on. You know what I mean? Let me tell you, the minute that I was known that Blue Blood was not, first of all, I was not going to fuck with him ever because the dude is just a shady ass nigga. As a shady ass nigga, him and Fred, shady niggas. I knew they were Freddy. I'm too old not to recognize a shady nigga when I see a shady nigga. You all don't know a shady nigga when you see a shady nigga. You know why? Because you've not seen enough smiles with no, you guys have not seen enough people smile and the smiles never make it to their eyes. Have you ever seen somebody smile and it just doesn't even make it to their eyes? You know what I mean? They smile and it don't even, I was never going to be cool with that dude. Then he lied on me and said I apologized to him. I was like, all of a sudden, there's this rumor that I apologized to this dude. And I was like, I apologize for, only thing I did is call that dude and say, hey, man, if somebody says that, hey, I'm sorry if somebody mistook what I said because I didn't mean what they're saying I said. I didn't apologize for saying anything. I just didn't know that this bullshit system was the way that it was. You know, I was kind of green to YouTube at the time. But I know you're a lying sack of shit. I understand that being here for years. I remember all the ways they tried to tear you down, calling you crazy, making you go out, making you go be a PDF and try to take your channel down, flashing you. Oh, yeah. The way they used to try to, used to make, the dudes with the Flash and the Johnsons so that my live streams would get taken down. They got my, man, let me tell you something. Every time that dude King talked on my chat, bro, damn near, my live stream got demonetized. Almost every single solitary time I talked to him. I'm telling you, man, these guys, that's why I know the shit that they did was at what they consider to be a high level. See, these guys think they have so much clout. They think they can contact YouTube and get you taken off because they have a YouTube manager, or they can contact somebody at YouTube and they can complain directly to you about you to YouTube executives. That's when you get shadow banned and all that type of bullshit, bro. I'm telling you, that dude's flashing me, bro. Flashing me, bro. Not just flashing me. These dudes would literally put GAYPORN on it. Yeah, man, this shit was so disgusting, bro. Remember you said you was going to call old boy Job? Yeah. His ass disappointed. Hell yeah. All of a sudden, boop, that dude disappeared. But anyway, these are a lot of people that know me. Oh, also, hey, I'm sorry. Are you still there, Thomas? Hey, are you there? Phenomenal New. Let me tell you, since you wanted to know who doesn't like me, I'll tell you the people that don't like me. When I was a young man, we were all coming up around the same time. And how can I put it this way? These are a bunch of dudes that wound up making a lot of money later down the road. and a lot of guys that made advancements in their career. So now these guys think that they have certain amount of power and position. Oh, phenomenal Noob. I'm going to tell you I'm going to make a statement to you about something real. I'm going to make a nexus conclusion, because seriously, man, I don't want to shoot no more strays at these guys. All right. I am 56 years old. I came up at the same time as a lot of different people that really, really wanted to be the man. And as a result of that, there was a lot of competition over the years. And me, I beat the shit out of all these dudes. I beat the shit out of them. I mean, it's not even close. I mean, it's what I did and what they did. It's no fucking comparison. They, however, went to work in different places, right? And now they are in good positions of strength. Many of them don't like me because I beat the shit out of them. And there's nothing that they can do about me. And they got to keep their mouth shut when they see me. And they got to kowtow and shake hands and be polite when they see me. And they don't like that. They thought they got rid of me and they would never see me again because I was not on television. But now that I'm actually famous through boxing, these same people have even more dislike of me because now they can't even claim that I've overachieved. I've achieved more than these dudes did in my retirement than they have done in their regular jobs. And I bash the fuck out of them in our regular jobs. Everybody my age is looking to see how they can become an internet personality and how they can have relationships with people like I have with the people in this comment section right now. And a lot of people during the time I was coming up went out of their way to ensure that I never did get any notoriety. So the fact that now I have a platform to say what I can do and do it in front of people's face, now they look like fucking buffoons. Even though they are U.S. congressmen, even though they are U.S. senators, even though they are mayors, they got to call me for checks. They got to call my people for money. They know that my family is of a level that they are not on. And that's what they don't like. Because if I just would have went away, everything would have been cool. They would have had a chance. But not now. Not now that Bill Haney picked a fight with me. Not now that you niggas pick fights with me. Because now I get to show everybody what I can do. I get to show you my power. I can show you the things that I can do. I can predict what I'm going to do, and these things are going to happen because of the position that I hold in my family. I hold the position. None of you do. And that's over with. So all of your dreams of secession, all of your dreams of eventually getting to where you want to get, bro, you better change your fucking plan, homie. Because the job is already taken, homie. The job is already taken. That's why they want to discredit me. Not because of boxing. These people are coming from areas outside of boxing. Miraculously, all of a sudden, even though they didn't have anything to do with boxing, all of a sudden they want to have YouTube channels. They want to talk about boxing. They want to ask me questions about boxing. They want to get buddy with me. They want to be seen with me. During the time when everybody was attacking me, during the time when I was at my worst, they thought I was dead. Thought I was dead, huh? Thought I was dead, huh? Thought I was dead, huh? Well, let me tell you, when they found out, exactly, they magically got $400 mics. Magically. Everybody want to be on the internet. Magically, these guys, nah, I already made it, bro. By the time you guys even picked it up, I already had it. So that's what a lot of it is. And you better believe, bro, there is no power battle going on, bro. I won. My dad passed. My dad passed. You know what I'm saying? Veto has passed. Veto has passed. And I mean that in a very serious way, bro. Veto has passed. We paying all debts. We paying all debts. You know what I mean? Anyway, y'all know I'm telling you the truth. And you sitting here listening to me. All y'all are listening to me. Yes, you are. Pop's last, Easton the driver said, my pops lost both his parents within a year. Conceals OG. Yeah, man, you know, we trying to get my mama. The good thing about my mother and my father is that my mother, look, Jameson, I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you, bro. I ain't worried about New York niggas. I ain't worried about no LA niggas. I'm going to tell you like I told you before. When y'all was saying I was crazy, flashing signs and all that shit, when you guys tried to embarrass me in front of everybody, you remember that? You remember the clip crew? You remember that clip crew? When they used to always clip me and they would say, Fanon's had a breakdown because he was doing this, and they tried to make me look so bad. That's those guys that did that shit. It's those guys that did it. The same guys, but what they did before, they would slander me directly to my father. They would slander me directly to my father. A bunch of niggas that all got money, all had great careers now, all thinking that they good. What's your prediction for Haney and Norman? Thank you, bro. Fuck them clowns. You're right. Sorry, bro. Hey, man, sometimes, you know, I'm mourning, bro. Hey, Bruce Gas, I'm mourning, man. My dad died, bro. You know? And one of the things, bro, that I never really liked, bro, I've never liked the fact that I always had to share my dad with dudes that were trying to compete with me. Bro, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't the football team type of guy, bro. You know what I mean? I never liked the fact that I had to share my father with people that wanted to compete with me. You know? And everybody was like, "Oh, that's so unfair." No, what's unfair is that I can't do shit right. That's what's unfair. Is that no matter what I did with you Negroes, I could never do nothing right because you gave my father every bit of credit for everything that I did and somehow made you guys feel better about yourselves to try to diminish me. So good luck with your Saudi Arabian contracts. Good luck with your Saudi Arabian contracts. Good luck with TKO and changing. Good luck with those Ricos. Good luck. Good luck to you. Good luck to you. Good luck getting that done. That's going to be a trick for you to get that done. Hey, Victor Conti, rest in peace. Last time I checked, do you know what happened to the last mob boss that openly threatened me? I'm serious, man. Can anybody tell me what happened to the last mob boss that threatened me? They're going to stop letting people bet on those Saudi cars. They shouldn't let them because they're going to be fixed. Penguin Gong on Ma say, yeah, man, I'm just telling you, bro, I'm having a hard time, bro. I am. But dude, that's the point, right? I'm not sure what that is, man. Anyway, my prediction, I don't know who's going to win that fight because I think those fights are going to be fixed. I think the person most likely to win is the person that Turkey Al-Sheikh wants to win. You know? I mean, serious, bro. There's a lot of dudes out of Philly. Like, there's a lot of dudes out of Philly like that, bro. A lot of dudes out of Chicago were like that. A lot of dudes out of New Orleans was like that. Man, I was at war and at battling with people for a long time, man, and I put work in, bro. These dudes didn't put the work in that I put in. They didn't. And now y'all, they are fixing to been. When my guy said, Thomas Hill said, they are fixed and they've been for the very upset first cards. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. The person's gonna win, whoever Turkey Al-Sheikh wants to win. That's who most likely is to win. Who do I want to win? I want Brian Norman Jr. to win. because I want Bill Haney and Devin Haney to lose. And I'm not wishing anything bad on them. I don't want them to get hurt. I don't want anything like that, bro, but I'm sick of y'all, man. You know what I mean, bro? I'm not telling y'all everything that Bill Haney said to me and what Bill Haney implied to me. You know what I mean? Bill Haney implied something to me, and I know what Bill Haney was talking about when he's implying it to me. And I'm going to tell you, dog, I don't give a fuck, bro. You know what I mean? Same way he did with Shiraz. Yeah, that's why Brian got to knock Devin out. Yeah, you got to go get him, man. Go get him. And now, man, you know. But anyway, the answer to the question I asked is he's no longer with us. Remember, Martin Turkey told a boxer to go to the last. That's why Brian got, that's why Brian got knocked Devin out. Yeah, it is. He's got to have to do it, bro. He's definitely got to do it, bro. Can't leave it to the judges. No way, no way. Why can't I see all the comments? I don't know. My predict, let me get back to that. Is that money? How did I do that? Oh, I started? Norman for the win, and he's going to hurt Haney. You're right. You are right to want Norman to win. I do. I want Norman to win. I like Brian Norman, man. I like Brian Norman. Never. Why would I do that shit? Yeah, never. Oh, I can restore them, all right. I'm working very hard to restore them. Never. Can I restore a relationship with Haney? No. Absolutely not. Money Man said, Fanon, my wife lost her mother at 25. One thing I learned from her is that it's nobody's business how you feel or process his thoughts and prayers, my man. Yeah. My biggest thing, bro, that I've had, I'll be honest with you, man. Like, seriously, dude, I wear the shit on my sleeve. My biggest thing with my dad is that I really, really looked up to my father a lot when I was a child. And when business, you know how they say that, you know, money and blood don't mix like two. And bro, it's very, very true, bro. When money gets into play and ego gets into play, you know, like, I don't know, man. It's kind of like if you're a lion and like, you know, it's like sitting as a lion in a pride, bro. And all of a sudden your father runs up and tries to bite your neck, you know, and you're like, what the fuck did I do? And then you go out in the wilderness and all that stuff. And you out there doing what you're doing. You think that you're in a family, but, you know, because really everybody was out for themselves, you know, in a way, in a business sense, you know what I mean? And that kind of makes me sad, man. You know, like I never thought of myself as competing with my brother. I never thought of myself as competing with my father. I never really thought of myself as competing with anybody. I was just trying to work with people to really build a great community, you know, together. And what happened was everybody else was competing. Everybody else was trying to get this job and that job. And the mission was not what my mission was. My mission was for the whole of us to do well. And I just assumed that because I wanted the best for everybody, that everybody else wanted the best for everybody. But it's not really how business works. Business is really pushed on by a lot of selfishness of individuals. You know, you want that goal, so you're going to compete with somebody for that goal. So for me, it just was, you know, it was a place where I learned that I was really, really, really talented. And it was things that I learned that I was very, very talented. But also because I was so close to my father that it was like, I don't know, man, it was kind of like the anti-LeBron James shit. You know what I mean? It was like the opposite of it. Like cats wanted to treat me like I was fucking Bronny James or some shit. When the fucking fact of the matter is, nigga, I was fucking Wemby. You know? like that's the shit. That's what it was, bro, for me. Or being around people and being at work. That's the only thing that I'm like the thing that I harp on the most. It was kind of like, man, my dad was a pro, but I was better than him at the thing that I was getting really, really good at, which put me in competition with him. And then it's like, He was afraid that I was gonna take over his stuff. You know what I mean? It's like I did so well that I threatened him, that it became a threat to him. And then a lot of other people kind of tied into that, and the relationship just got bad. It got really, really bad over a course of years, and it was something that I could never get over. So, I go to therapy to try to get over that. Because on God, bro, there's, when you compete with somebody, bro, and you see people with less talent, less love for what you're doing, get raised up, because they're easier to raise up. Like my father couldn't raise me up because of all the criticism that he would get about me. You know what I mean? So like, if you just think about it, it's like you're the coach, your son is doing really, really well, but your son is kind of wild, right? So, because I was wild, getting with girls, driving fancy cars, bragging, all that shit. So I'm out here just, flossing like super fucking heavy. All these hating ass niggas all around me, bro. So I'm not realizing these hating ass niggas are going to my pops with all their hating ass shit. But my dad would tell me afterwards and be like, he said this about you. He said that about you. He said that about you. You know what I mean? So then it's like, bro, I come to YouTube and it's the same hating ass niggas coming on YouTube doing the same hating ass shit. Like seriously, bro. And these are guys that are really high level people, These are guys that are mayors of major cities. These guys are senators. These guys are guys in Congress. These people are really fucking people that are making millions and millions of dollars a year, bro. Partners at big firms. You know what I mean? It said law number one, never outshine your boss. And that's what the fuck I felt. That's what I fell on. So Bill Haney tried to make me his boy. And I fell out with Bill Haney. You know what I mean? Anyway, that's what I'm just going to tell you, man. My dad was a multimillionaire. Man, my dad, multimillionaire in the 90s. I think my dad made somewhere, just to boast, man, they might have made $500 million in the 90s, man. There's like that much money running around, I mean, for real. When I'm saying this was big money, I mean, they were throwing big fucking money around. You know what I mean? I mean, in real, bro. So anyway, our family is still intact. Our businesses are still doing what our business do. And we going to make that type of money. And that's just the black side, bro. I got white families with much bigger businesses. You know what I mean? And that's another thing to it, bro. We don't even associate with the white people man, they got so much fucking dough, it's ungodly. So anyway, bro, we reconnected a little bit. I fucks with them. He said, man, he giving us gems, pay attention. Always push for kids, do better than you and everything. I'm just saying, no, here's the thing, bro. My brother is like, I don't know, man. I just tell you, my dad didn't like me too much, man. Like I just put it that way. I never really, he loved me, took care of me, did what he's supposed to do, bro. But I'm not going to delude myself into saying that there was any great amount of like from me on his part. He was much more partial to my brother. He's much more partial to my brother. But he's a great man. You know what I mean? Great man, did so much for me in my life. Love him to death, man. You know what I mean? Starting to miss him. You know what I mean? Is it true Tank sued Davis? I don't think Tank sued himself, bro. I never said Tank Davis sued Jake Paul. What I said was that Jake Paul should be getting sued by Gervonta Davis. If I was Gervonta Davis, knowing what I know, I don't know everything that Gervonta Davis knows. He said, I know I'm the black sheep too. My pops went to my brother's graduation, didn't come to mine. Yeah, bro, like, nah, bro. Like, nah. You know what I mean? Because like, nah, man. It's unfortunate, bro. And it's like, the crazy thing was, it's like I would always tell my wife that. I would tell my wife that. I would tell my wife that. I would tell people that. I would tell people that. And nobody would believe me, bro. The only person that believes me is my mother. My mother is the only one that believes me when I said that. Only my mother believes me. Everybody else wants to console me and give me some reason to believe otherwise. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? It's just not a lot of, you know what I mean? Like, hey, So anyway, so I work hard on my relationship. I work very hard on the relationship with my son, you know. And my father's a great man. Don't get me wrong, man. You know, he did some amazing, 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 amazing things, you know. But at the end of the day, bro, he's gonna go back. We're gonna have this thing in Chicago for him. I lost my dad in the early age. Sorry for your loss. Yeah, yeah, it's so fucked up. That's all I will say, bro. My situation is just all kind of fucked up. All kind of fucked up. But God is good, man, and God don't give you nothing in your life you can't handle, and God ain't gonna give you nothing in your life that you don't need. You know what I mean? If I would not went through the things that I would have went through, I would not be sitting here talking to y'all. I might be a pompous asshole sitting somewhere still with an attitude through the world like my little ass career means something. Back down memory lane sometimes it's tough, Martin, but we know, yeah. I mean, I just, you know, as I get more and more like, man, you know, what is that serenity prayer? I hated that serenity prayer, but it's the truest word they ever spoke. It's always a tough dynamic to manage. You have a parent who loves you, but doesn't necessarily like you. I get it. Yeah. Now, my dad firmly did not like me. God knows who he has in your position for 9. Yes, sir. God knows who he has in your position. Thank you, bro. No, for real though, I can do some shit because of these niggas now, though. Because, hey, man, it's kind of like Simba. Hey, you know the Lion King is the Lion King. It's like the Lion King. They throw your ass out in the jungle. You run around for a little while. Then everybody got all these goddamn hyenas everywhere. And you show your ass up. And all of a sudden you can get rid of all the hyenas. You better believe I'm the nigga that got rid of all them goddamn hyenas, bro. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? That there you go. That's what. Yeah, that's kind of it. Yeah. Get out of here, bro. I'm not trying to hear that dumb shit. Zest. Now Tank's zesty. I feel the same way about my parents. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's kind of how I see like the world, bro. Like I was fighting, bro. These dudes, man, I got tossed out into the wilderness, man. I got tossed out into like Georgia. I had to go from Georgia to first I got kicked out of Chicago because I was finna take over Chicago. And they moved me down to Bloomington to get me out of Chicago. And then I blow up in fucking Bloomington, make a ton of money in Bloomington. Then they force me out of there to Atlanta. Then I got to go from Atlanta to Memphis. Then I go from Memphis to Kansas City. No, I'm sorry. I think I might have even gone back to DC, bro. Yeah, I think I did. I went from, yeah, I did. I did do that. I actually had to go to DC. Yeah, that's right. I had to go to DC. I was so fucked up. My wife almost died in the car. Man, I should tell y'all some stories about business, bro. Man, I swear to God, bro. Somebody set me up one day, bro. Come to your channel but I always stay for the logic. Hey, thank you. I need a Drake from mainstream. Let me tell you, man. Let me tell you how savage the boxing world is, bro. Let me tell you how savage the business world is, bro. If people are competing against you and they want your job, they want the access to your money. These people in business will do anything, bro. They will set your ass up with some girl and get a girl to claim some shit about you. Man, they will do shit like buddy up next to you, you smoking weed with them, and all of a sudden they send some note to your boss talking about this guy's a drug dealer or some shit. Like this guy sent a note to my customer, like they meant to act like it was a note between one guy and another guy. But what it really was something they knew would get flagged and cause me problems. This person came from Chicago. I know damn well who he is and what neighborhood he's from. I know that this other person is responsible for it, bro. Like, bro, I can tell, man, I got set up maybe 3-4 times in business the same way cats try to set you up in boxing, bro. Yeah, man, dude, they try to set me up, bro. Let me tell you something, man. They tried to set me up in DC. They tried to set me up in DC. Tried to set me up in Austin. Tried to set me up in Austin. That shit is funny, bro. Yeah, man, it's been multiple times, bro. I'm telling you, man. I've had a wild life, bro. On the real, though. That's why I say that that's what the real shit is, bro. These guys, look, basically, bro, the reason I can get your asses put in jail, bro, is because cats will do what I ask them to do. You know what I'm saying? They're going to do what I tell them to do, bro, because I'm the boss, bro. I'm sorry, bro, but I'm the boss. Yeah, I had to pay a lot of, I had to shed blood. I had to shed blood. I had to lose some shit. But I'm the boss, bro. And my 5 Ricos, bro, you know damn well that's why I get to shut you niggas up. That's why I put you niggas under them Ricos. That's why I use my strategy to get, because trust me, they listening. Trust me. Yeah, I know you. Shut up. I know. That's when you niggas are dead, though. You remember this. When you were in that box, nigga. When you're in that box, bro, for being a smartass. You just remember that. I think I told somebody, what happened to Terrence Crawford again? Hey, man, can somebody tell me what happened to Terrence Crawford after that parade again? I just want to know. Because let me tell you, bro, I've done more than predict Ricos, Bill. I can do more than that, Bill. Sooner or later, Bill, trust me. I'm sick of you, Bill. Got love tapped in the stomach, pulled over shortly after that, and had a gun stuck in his face after a parade. Let me tell you a guy that I used to work for. Can I tell you a story? I'm going to tell you a guy I used to work for. There was a guy named, can I say his name? I'm going to say his name. His name is Jerry Williams. Jerry Williams is best friends with Dick Cheney. Listen to this story. Back in around, this is around 2000, maybe 2001. I was talking to Jerry Williams. Jerry Williams is a very, very wealthy man that was retired because he had like $1 billion. He had like $1 billion company in the 80s, and he wound up being on the cover of Fortune magazine. Guy's name is Jerry Williams. You can look him up. Jerry Williams told a story about how when he was in the 1960s, they planned to take over the city of Philadelphia by taking over bridges, cutting off bridges, basically they laid out all of the different things that about taking over a U.S. citizen, a U.S. city, including bombing buildings and all the things necessary to do that. Do you know who he is best friends with? He was best friends with Dick Cheney. Dick Cheney. These are real people. I'm telling you, just like I can show you Barack Obama's letter, and I can show you the letter of the combinations to Bob Blackwell. Bro, this is something that I was talking to people with. And guess what? These guys' security clearances are the highest security clearances that you can possibly get. And we're sitting talking because you know why? Because in order to get on these projects, have to have the same type of security clearance. So they're talking to me about the cities that they plan to take over in the 1960s. Dick Cheney is his best friend, bro. Dick Cheney. When I started saying, I don't like Dick Cheney, man, this dude's face turned to stone, looked at me in my face and was like, man, and just looked at me like that. Like, yeah, okay, you can keep running your mouth some. So I was like, oops, I knew right away that it was, right away I knew it was not safe to say something about Dick Cheney in that office, bro. But anyway, when I was in D.C., Man, bro, the surveillance in DC. Woo. Woo. The command. Anyway, so let me tell you, bro, all is not what it appears to be. Let's put it that way. I know enough about the government and the way that it actually works to tell you that a lot of that stuff that sits up and you see on TV is a lot of propaganda, bro. It really is. It's a lot of propaganda. Kamel said they think you playing, Martin. Bro, I'm not playing, bro. I'm telling you, all this shit is documented, man. All that shit is documented, bro. It's all documented. It's all on the internet for you to see. It's all on the internet to see, bro. You know what I'm saying? But you guys can keep living in your lie. Didn't you predict someone would get cancer? No, I did not predict that he got cancer. I just wanted him dead. Nope, I just wanted him dead. I did not predict he would get cancer. I just wanted him dead. That's my bad. I feel terrible about it. But that's what I wanted because he threatened me. All I'm saying is, bro, look, man, there's not a lot of people that have physically threatened me. There's some shit didn't happen to him, bro. Okay, I'm just telling you. That's how the world works, bro. We're not fucking around. You guys think that the people that are running it are the people on TV. The people that are behind the scenes in the military, bro, are very powerful people, bro. You know? And you guys hear this, you see this stuff. But I'm American, man. Game is free here. Yeah, I'm not going to lie to you, bro. You are being watched. Big Brother is always watching. And that is a fact. Big Brother is always watching. And they are not leaving a lot of things to chance, as much things to chance as you think they're leaving them to. You know? I'm not going to say anything. I don't know how I didn't call anybody, did I? And do anything? Nope. You guys can track my awareness the entire time about those Ricos. They still happened. Trust me, they know where I go. They know who I talk to and who I don't talk to. That's why they don't believe me. They think because I don't talk to people on the phone, because they think because I don't go somewhere and go sit somewhere where they can see me talking to somebody, that means I don't have anything to do with it. You know, that's your sad reality that you guys live in, where you guys think there are coincidences. I don't believe in coincidences. So personally, I think Devin Haney is more than likely a big-ass fucking cheater. And I wouldn't be so fucking surprised if Victor Conte was going to snitch his ass out. So who knows what was going to happen? Who knows, man? Anyway, don't pay attention to me. I want you guys to definitely listen to me. Do not listen to me. Don't believe anything that I just said. Please think that I'm just some crazy man that is not telling you. I'm okay with that. Matter of fact, that's probably best. Go ahead and think that. All I know is you Negroes definitely threatened to do something to me. Oh, for the last 5 years, you told me what you were going to do to me. I told you what I was going to do to you. What you said was going to happen to me did not happen. And what I said was going to happen to you did happen, and a lot more. So I don't know what else I can say to you bums. If you still think that Bill Haney and all these dudes that are lying to you about how much money they're making, lying to you about what their real motives are, and they can't even tell you the fight date, bro. They can't even tell you a fight date. These guys are such behind the scenes people, they can't even tell you what a fight date is. But they damn sure are working their hardest to make sure that the fight is on that date. Do you know why I think these guys used to throw out those fight dates? Because they are the ones trying to make the fight. And they were going through and they thought that they had a confirmation for that date. Because you guys are out here manipulating boxing, and some of y'all got enough money where it's absolutely disgusting that you are not on your actual jobs doing what you're actually supposed to be doing, but yet you'll find yourselves over here playing around, diddling around in the sport of boxing. That as somebody, let me put it this way, man. My dad used to run a big company. If I was running a company, and I knew that there were a bunch of agents out there who, because they work for the company, are agents of mine. And I give you guys specific jobs to do. Like I say, your job is to run a pool organization. Your job is to run this pool company. Your job is to work in computers. Your job is to be in the police force. Your job is to be a CEO of a movie, what do you call it? A movie production company, right? That's what I do. Say I'm Vito Corleone, right? And I get you placed here, and I get another guy placed there, and I get another guy placed there. And the reason that I think that I'm putting you there is because when I need you, you're going to be there to help me at a time of need. But then when it's my time of need, not only are you not helping me, you aren't even in the area that I told you to be in. You're in another area totally different with somebody else is supposed to be in. As a matter of fact, I start seeing that 5, 6 of y'all are no longer in the places you used to be in. You're over here talking boxing. You quit your job over here. You get your pension over here, and all of a sudden you're over here. You claiming you got your own families. You're claiming that you got all this money. You don't need us anymore. What do you think people are going to do? Exactly what's happening. They put everybody in New York back in their place. Chauncey Billups, you're a fucking basketball player. Your job is not to fix sporting events. Take, for example, Chauncey Billups. And I mean this. Do you know that almost every NBA basketball player can be replaced? Almost any one of them can be replaced. The simple fact that people took you from the ground up, made sure you had everything that you needed, took care of you in college, took care of you in the pros. But now you're sitting over here ripping off other people, got a coaching job. They didn't have to give Chauncey Billups a fucking head coaching job. But what's Chauncey Billups doing? He out here spending his time being a hustler. We give the guy a job as being a head coach, but that's not enough. You got to gamble. You got to gamble and rip off these other people's money. We put you in positions, but you don't want to be there. You don't want to do that job. You want to be everything to everybody. You know what I mean? These rappers. It ain't enough that we gave you a good amount of money in music. Now you want to be the president. Floyd Mayweather Jr. is the worst of all of them. Floyd Mayweather Jr. is the worst of all of them. I remember when Floyd Mayweather Jr. was running around, clamming around for what? To get people on his money team. The money team ain't never had no money. The money team ain't never had no money. All those money, all that shit was pushed through the same organizations that you're turning coat on, Floyd, and pledging your allegiance to their enemy. Floyd, the people that funded Floyd, the people that got him where he is, he don't got no time for them no more. Anyway, like I said, you guys can doubt me all you want. I don't give a shit. Okay? I am sure what I'm saying is delusional. What ain't delusional is that you guys are a bunch of petty criminals who are having a very hard time right now. You need to beg a Saudi royal for nickels and dimes so you can go fight over there in Saudi Arabia. I already busted your ass out that you're not making the money you said you're making. Ryan Garcia said he was making $30 million. Devin Haney said he was making $30 million for that fight that they had against each other. But when the real information comes out, they didn't get paid jack shit. I want to know why you guys are getting paid so much money, but you're fighting so often. That's not how it usually works. I think you guys are a facade, is what I think. That's what I think. I think you're fronting. I think you niggas are money laundering. I think you guys are doing a bunch of shit with your so-called inside, what do you call it? Your inside sources. I don't think you're doing what they are telling you to do. And you are reapportioning or embezzling, let's use this phrase, embezzling their money, moving into other places, and causing all kind of gambling irregularities because you guys are playing with so much money because you're stealing so much money. Yes, we've been at war. The war is over, bro. The battle's over, homie. And I'm here to tell you today, the battle's over. The battle's over, bro. Y'all are playing with too much shit. Sit your ass down, and ain't nobody flying over here on the and ain't nobody flying over here on a magic carpet to save you, homie. Your boy's gonna go home, and he did not get anything that you wanted him to get. He may have got something he wanted, but he didn't get anything that you all wanted him to have. Anyway, I'm out, man. Much love. Much love to everybody in the chat. Thank you to everybody that supported. I'll see you on Friday because I got something else going on tomorrow morning. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.